I love this part. It's Gina's favorite part of the show, and it's mine too, because I just love it when she goes on these rants. Time for some junk climate science. So, U.S. climate czar John Kerry is just flying around the world in his private jet again, right? And he is telling everyone that they need to change their entire way of living so that we can save this planet. Here are some of his latest alarmist remarks.
Agriculture contributes about 33% of all the emissions of the world, depending a little bit on how you count it, but it's anywhere from 26 to 33. And we can't get to net zero. We don't get this job done unless agriculture is front and center as part of the solution. But with a growing population on the planet, we just crossed the threshold of 8 billion fellow citizens around the world. We just crossed that in this last year. Emissions from the food system alone are projected to cause another 0.5 degree of warming by mid-century on the current course that we are today. A 2-degree future could result in an additional 600 million people not getting enough to eat. And you just can't continue to both warm the planet while also expecting to feed it. Doesn't work.
So John Kerry stopped short of endorsing Gina's. Why does he look just like Herman Munster?
He does, though.
That's a creepy thing. Anyway.
He looked like he had, something happened. Because, those are some pretty
everyone
dark...
in the chat saying Obama looks like he got in a fight. So I'm wondering what else is going on with these freaks. Anyway, he stopped short of endorsing genocide or starvation to save the planet. Wasn't that nice?
That was nice.
But, that would come next in his logic. He'll do that well before he'll give up his jet to everywhere to be paid to come speak at these climate conferences.
Exactly.
Right? So he went on to say that the climate scientists are always right. Listen, this will be good.
Scientists, as a basis of physics and mathematics, not ideology and politics or party labels or anything else, as a matter of physics and mathematics and some biology and chemistry have told us these are the consequences. And we already see it happening. And almost everything they've predicted for 30 plus years now is coming true, but the problem is it's coming true faster and bigger than was in fact predicted.
But Herman Munster, this is the problem. The so-called climate scientists have literally never been right, not once. And I know this because when I was a little girl, my dad followed the whack job scientists of Paul Ehrlich, and he was all about population control. Ehrlich said in the 60s and the 70s that there's no way we would ever be able to feed the ever-growing population of the world. It would be worldwide famine, people dying all over the world of starvation. I remember hearing my dad talk about this ad nauseum. We had hit the limit, he would say, that the world could sustain, and it was already too late. But here is another prediction that was absolutely wrong. In 1980, acid rain, remember that? Remember acid rain was going to destroy life as we know it. We were causing it, of course. Lakes and oceans would all die. Remember all the talk about acid rain? That just kind of faded away. I'd love him to name one time where his so-called scientists, the problem with scientists, follow the money. Well, anyway, 10 years later, in 1990, scientists came to the conclusion that acid rain really isn't a problem at all. By the way, I put acid water on my plants, and they love it because I have a little Kangen machine, and that's where I get my pure water, and then the acid water you feed to your plants, and guess what? That makes them grow. These people are so dumb, they don't understand that plants breathe CO2, and they drink acid water. It's God's design. We call it weather. Anyway, when John Kerry says the science has always been right, it's happening faster than the scientists predicted, he's lying to you.
Yeah. And I love it when you do this, when you just call him out for that.
I mean,
like you did with the
day.
private jet thing where he was like, oh, I don't have a private jet. And you're like, no, your company has a private jet.
Yeah, and your wife's company has several. Wife's family's company,
Yeah, because Heinz, right.
Yeah.
We were joking during the commercial break because he's encouraging people like you to eat insects. And I'm like, I don't know if his marketing is just put a little Heinz ketchup on it. And there you go.
Yeah. Well, Amy from the chat says that Springsteen is the one that said he'd leave the country back during the last Trump campaign. So maybe Bruce Springsteen and Bill Barr, we can just set up a little meeting, and they can make up their mind to take themselves and all their lemmings wherever they'd like to go. I won't even put any measures on that, but we would be willing to help with that. So I just wanted to volunteer my services.
She's a woman of her word.
Yes, I want to volunteer my services to
There you
help
go.
in any way I can.
Yeah.
To get Bill Barr and Bruce Springsteen to actually keep their promises. Dana Webb on the chat also says that gas is $5 a gallon in Washington State. I just wanted to point
I'm
that out.
so sorry.
I also wanted to wish Dana a very happy birthday. He is having a birthday beer today, watching the show with us. And we're so
Love
glad
it.
that you joined us.
I love it that we've become cocktail hour for everyone.
I
you
do
know?
too. I mean, what is it about?
Hey,
we
whatever
don't
it
get
takes.
anything, but we're glad you guys.
Well, we
maybe
drink water.
I drink
like
tea.
you know, water and tea every time Joe lies. I mean, you can come up with your own versions of games. Like, oh, take a swig here, as long as you're not driving, of course. But let us know. Well, I
And
like that
Flagman
game.
says, Miranda, that he's really glad that I didn't go to the barbecue movie. Barbecue.
I know.
Barbecue.
A lot of people.
Barbecue. Yeah, I thought that was kind of clever.
That is
And
clever.
it's because of you. I have you to thank. And now
They
several more
they
of my
shared
friends
their
have seen it
voice.
who are huge Barbie fans like me, and they've all told me the same thing you all told me. So thank you for saving me from that. But I hope somebody will remake a good Barbie movie because I really love all the pink.
Well, why not?
I'm
We've
just a
got
girl.
enough Hollywood people that are being exiled for, heaven forbid, being like, I don't know, Christian. And
Right.
not being woke. As you know, you've talked to a lot of them. Maybe you guys can come up with something.
Yeah.
Like the real Barbie.
Right. And Miranda and I can make a cameo.
I would love
so
it.
fun.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that'd be like so much fun.
All right. Well, I have to say, I'm so glad you're back. I missed you so much this
I
weekend.
wanted you there.
While you were off in New York, being all the big thing at your
Yeah.
storytelling event at the America First Warehouse on Saturday. And we have a little clip. Check it out.
But even Floraland had its share of troublemakers. Hiding nearby was Dandelion. Dandelion was a wild bud, and while she recently made peace with the blossoms, the temptation proved too much. Can you imagine how many places I could discover with a huge bird like that? She told her army of ants.
That's okay, Jason. Jason's like, I should have grabbed the spot where you were doing like the voices, because that one was just like me reading as the guardian, and then I did like certain voices like that, which the kids seemed to like.
Of course he liked it.
It was fun. It was
Who
fun.
wouldn't love you? Like anybody that doesn't love you just has something broken about them.
Oh,
internally,
you're
spiritually,
amazing.
even,
You're
soulfully,
amazing.
even.
And the fairy dress, I love that.
Thank you. Yeah,
The
so
fairy dress is adorable. I wish we could see. Oh, you can see it a
you
little
can
better
kind of see
there.
it there. Yeah.
You make an amazing fairy, and I'm all about fairies. I like fairies as much as I like Barbies.
See, we love
Yeah.
it. So, well, we were talking about, because you're working on a children's book that Lily, your daughter, wrote about Sammy, that we need to do a big, and John Solomon has a children's book out, Kash Patel has a children's book out, that we should do like a big children's reading at somewhere like the America First Warehouse. And Joe the Box and your beautiful wife, Tony, and Travis, who put up all the illustrations on the big screen, they were amazing.
This is so
And this was the
sweet.
best part.
And
I mean,
this is
right,
what-
hanging out with the
This is
kids.
what you were doing for children while there are children being dragged, I'm sorry, to tranny shows. I have to point that out. Like this
Thanks.
beautiful, simple, life preserving is your goal. The money goes toward saving lives, like your beautiful sister. I don't want to leave her out of this conversation by any
No,
means, because
yeah.
this whole book and this concept was her idea.
Yeah, it was. And she was an aspiring, I know a lot of you know the story, but she was an aspiring children's book author. Blossoms of Floraland, the name, the characters, all of this was her idea. I'm
my
just
gosh, I love the
carrying
bows.
on her joy, her pride, her baby, and using it as a catalyst to make a difference. And these kids were so cute. When this little girl, the one you kind of saw,
The pink bows?
she had these little roses like print on her dress, and she was so cute. Her face just kind of lit up, and it was just cool. I shared one of the pictures, and it was really cool just seeing the candid shots, because obviously I'm reading, but then they showed some candid shots behind the scenes and seeing the kids' faces. I'm so honored. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah,
And
cool.
you're gonna be so jealous. I got to hang out with the Ricks.
I
From
am jealous.
Studio
I've never even gotten
60.
to meet them.
This is my first time meeting them in
I'm
person.
so jealous. And look how cute you are, and look how adorable they are. I bet they had a blast
I
with
mean,
you.
look at Slick Rick, and we're definitely going to have to step up our shoe game. This man goes all out And not only when he talks about sports, but with his wardrobe attire. Girl, he's got some shoes and some clothes, and they were having me in tears. They were laughing so hard. They asked about you. Like, we were all saying, like, we need to do this more often, because, you know, they get their own guy show and they're funny and we like having fun, and we've got our girl show. Yeah,
that would be so cool. Well, we have a clip from the Iowa Lincoln Day dinner. Will Hurd, who no one has heard of, is running for president. And when he got to the part of his speech where he was smearing Trump, the crowd let him know what they thought of him. And he decided it was time to end his speech. Watch.
Donald Trump is running to stay out of prison. And if we elect... I know. Listen, I know the truth. The truth is hard. But if we elect Donald Trump, we are willingly giving Joe Biden 4 more years in the White House, and America can't handle that. God bless you, and God bless America.
Can I just say something real quick? His first mistake, other than just that, was mentioning that he used to be with the CIA. Not exactly popular right now. And
True.
we came up with a new nickname for him, the two Ricks and I did.
Yeah?
Will, not Heard, but Will just,
yeah.
you know what I mean? I'm not going to say it on air, but thank
That's
you
for the Ricks to say.
The Ricks will say it. We didn't actually say it on air, but you know what I'm thinking, right? Yeah. It was fun. Thank you so much for joining us. Miss you. Glad to be back.
Glad to have you back. We'll be with you tomorrow, so tune in again tomorrow right at the same time. Go tell your friends to tune in so we can all band together and get this job done, because the election is coming fast. You all go boldly now and live the truth.